What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to Going for Two. I am Kejuannh Humphreys, and we're about 2 weeks away from the start of the NBA season, but drama has already started. Giannis Antetokounmpo, the Greek freak, the star forward out of Milwaukee. There's a lot of news surrounding that man's name, and we're going to dive right into that. And I'm going to give my thoughts on what's going on with Giannis in his future. But before I do that, man, make sure you hit the subscribe button. We're at 226 subs at the time, I believe. Keep showing love. Keep subbing. We got the NBA content coming, NFL content, college football. We have it all. If you love sports, you're going to love this channel right here. Let's dive right into it. Okay, so news has really ramped up over the last couple of days about Giannis and his future as a member of the Milwaukee Bucks. A big team that is surrounded around the name Giannis is the New York Knicks. Shams got on NBA yesterday, and was talking about Giannis' future. A quote from Giannis released, and it said that he said that right now I have full trust in my team, full faith in my teammates. But 6 or 7 months from now, that can indeed change, and that is human. Now, this whole Giannis leaving Milwaukee thing was something that I brought up last season, matter of fact. Last season, when it started out slow, I said, how long was it going to be before Giannis wants out? And then, they played better, and the noise kind of died down. Then they got bounced in the first round of the playoffs by the Pacers. And the noise came out even louder, to where it got to a point where we were thinking, okay, Giannis may not be on this team anymore. He may not be on this team anymore. Into the offseason, we didn't know what the plan was. I want to say Giannis just signed an extension this summer as well. So he actually had an extension. He had an extension that was signed back in 2023 that just starts right now. So the extension that he signed, it officially starts this season. So he has this year, next year, and the year after that is a player option where he could potentially, do whatever he wants to do. And the way things are going with the Bucks, man, I'm not going to lie, y'all. It may just be the best to just trade him. You think about Giannis. My thing about Giannis and his situation with the Bucks is that I feel like this was inevitable. Him wanting out was inevitable. And it started not this summer, not last summer, but I think it started back in 2020 or right around COVID and all that. Think about it. 2019, they went to the conference finals and lost to the Raptors. 2020, they lost in the playoffs. I want to say it might have been to the Celtics. Or no, I think it was the Heat. They lost in 2020 in the bubble in the playoffs. 2021, they won the NBA championship. And I think the NBA has this very crazy thing. The world has this very crazy thing, man, where just one instance, one step could change the course of history. Let me take you back to the Eastern Conference semifinals, Nets versus Bucks, Game 4. Kyrie Irving driving to the basket, puts up a floater, it goes in. He lands on Giannis' ankle and turns his ankle, sprains his ankle, missed the rest of the series. That injury, to me, in my opinion, led to the Bucks winning the NBA championship. Because they beat the Nets in 7 games, beat the Hawks in 6 games, and then beat the Suns in 6 games. If Kyrie Irving was healthy, I do believe that the Nets would have won that series. And you can even talk to Jeff Teague. We've all seen a Jeff Teague clip where he talks about that series and how him and his teammates were like, okay, we got a chance now when Kyrie goes down. But aside from all that, winning the championship in 2021 prolonged Giannis' time in Milwaukee. It made it to where you would think, okay, he might be a for lifer. But after that championship, what if I told you the Milwaukee Bucks hadn't made it to the conference finals since they won the championship? What if I told you they only made it out the first round one time since that championship? 2021, they win the championship. 2022, they lose in the second round to the Celtics. 2023, they lose in the first round to the Heat. 2024, they lose in the first round to the Pacers. In 2025, they lose in the first round to the Pacers again. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say the team is bad. I'm not going to sit here and say there hasn't been unforeseen circumstances that have led to them losing in the first round these past couple of years. In 2023, Giannis missed majority of that series with an injury, and Jimmy Butler was going crazy. 2024, Dame and Giannis missed majority of that series. In 2025, we know about Dame missed majority of the series with the blood clots and then towards Achilles in game 4 or game 5 of that series. But the thing with the Bucks to me is like they're not making moves besides going and getting Damian Lillard, which didn't work out. They're not making moves to make you think they're going to be contenders. I do not like the moves they made this summer. I don't like them. They waived Damian Lillard. I guess you couldn't trade him. Nobody would take him for, you know, a 1 year of not having. Maybe the Blazers would have, but you waived Damian Lillard, and you're still paying Damian Lillard too. You trade for or you sign Miles Turner. You don't have a starting point guard at all. You trade for Cole Anthony. That's not going to do much of anything. The Milwaukee Bucks could very well find themselves not in the playoffs this year. And I'm not saying that I will say the East is so weak, you know, to where the Giannis could take the play by himself. But if Giannis were to go down for like a month or two, they'd find themselves out of the playoffs. And the thing about the Bucks too, they don't own their own first round picks. They traded their first round picks to New Orleans to acquire Jrue Holiday. Turn into a championship, yes. But looking now, the Bucks have nothing. There's nothing that you can look at the Bucks and say, okay, this is a bright spot besides Giannis. And that's not good. That's not what Giannis is trying to hear. So I want to talk about real quick just a couple of teams that I would like to see him, you know, I would like to see Giannis on. Number one, maybe Miami. Maybe the Miami Heat. Maybe the Miami Heat would be a good team for Giannis. I assume they would have to give up Bam Adebayo, but replacing Bam with Giannis is I don't think that's a drop-off at all for the Heat. Put them around them guys. I think it'll be cool. They ain't gonna be no championship winners. The Knicks have been a big name around Giannis. I don't know how that fits. I don't know how that works, but Giannis in the Big Apple would be absolutely crazy. It would be absolutely crazy. And of course, you know, I was thinking the Spurs is off season. I just thought the Spurs were gonna make a run at Giannis. They got the number 2 pick. The number 2 pick was a point guard, Dylan Harper. They're very guard heavy. Why not, you know, send the number 2 pick along with a couple guys try to get Giannis and Wemby together? But that didn't happen. But man, it's absolutely crazy. If anything happens, it probably won't happen right now. But I want to keep an eye on the beginning of the season for the Bucks, because the last couple years around trade deadline has been very tumultuous for that team. And if it happens again, we may be seeing Giannis take his talents elsewhere. It's even got to a point now where Giannis' family, his wife and his kids, are not staying in Milwaukee. So they're not even in the city anymore. So could that mean that he's trying to leave Milwaukee? You never know. These kind of things, you don't know what's going to happen until anything happens. But if something does happen, I will be here to talk to y'all, of course, with the camera and the light in front of my face. Until next time, going for 2, we out of here. Yeah.